I don't know if you can hear my kids screaming, hey, and we're live. Welcome to the fourth wave. How is everyone this fine day? Random Brad Creates. How are you, my friend?
Hello there. Hail, Random Brad.
And there is our good friend, FinalDeathStar. How are you, man?
Well, hello. I'm doing pretty well. Busy recently, so I haven't been too active in the past week. But,
I've noticed that, man.
That'll change.
Because
I've been working. We've been like busier than normal at work, so I've just been working a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got some video ideas that will be coming up shortly.
Nice.
What's new with you?
Not much. You know what, buddy? The same thing. Life in general is busy as hell. As I'm playing one of our other shows in the background and it won't silent. I do that every single live stream. But yeah, I've been trying to get videos out. You know, life in general gets really in the way. You try to find time to make videos and be as active as all these other people. And it's hard, man. I don't know if you can hear my little one. She's screaming upstairs.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just life, work and everything. It sucks. It sucks when it gets going.
It's a life. Oh God, it's the worst.
Life. But what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to invite one or two other, not the core five, but a couple people that we have become friendly with. So let us see if script. Oh crap! What did I just do? Let's try that again. Oh no, I might lose the whole thing. Yeah, baby. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to send this out to a couple people. Hopefully I don't lose everything that we're just doing, because there we go. See, not Control V, Control C, guys.
Magic.
Right. Magic is in the air tonight, people. I don't know if everyone else can feel it, but I feel the magic of this show. How about you, Final?
It's a little, I've got a little tingle.
Yeah, a little tingle. Nothing like
a little tingle
reaching down at you.
It's magically growing, the feeling inside.
Oh, magic. Okay. I usually it's medication, but all right, whatever.
I'm not saying it's not.
So what are you working on right now before we start our show? Anything coming in the pipeline? Anything you
well, I had an article here that I think we could actually talk about it. It's Taika Waititi, and let me bring it up here. And we might as well do this instead of making a video. We could just cover it right here live on air.
Right, and get me view time. I like that.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm giving you my best ideas here.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's bring it up. Oh, we got Twisted Mind. How are you, my man? Or lady? Anyone?
Here we go.
I don't know. Twisted male, female? Does it matter? You're saying how's it hanging, brother? So I take that as a dude. Oh, who do we got here? The author, Stephen Walton.
Oh,
what's going on, guys?
Stephen.
As you can tell, it's one of my shows, everybody. It's one of my shows. There is no direction. It's scattered brain like my mind.
Most creative ideas.
So you're going to have to catch me up on what's been happening for the last 3 days.
Yeah, you have been in the work world?
Yeah, I've been.
Yeah,
I've had to
talking about. We've been all so busy.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see.
But I mean, we did have the Oscars. So
we had oh God, dude. What about Brad Pitt? Did you guys see him?
No.
All right. So Brad Pitt gets up. He wins the Oscar for supporting actor. Good for you, Brad. I'm actually watching another channel. I don't know if you know, the Mug Club guys, we'll just put it that way. And they're doing a live thing. They're actually all happy for Brad Pitt. And then Brad Pitt says, they only give us 45 seconds. That's longer than they gave John Bolton to testify on Congress. It's like, dude, whatever happened to just thanking your wife and kids and God and your agent and all the fake stuff you usually say?
Yeah, well, isn't that what Ricky Gervais kind of said? Just get up, accept your word, say thank you, and fuck off.
I
Exactly.
mean, what happened to Brad Pitt when he first started out? I remember him in Cool World. I remember him when he was fucking Mike Tyson's ex. Sorry, am I allowed to curse?
Yes, it's my channel.
Okay. Yeah, well, he was fucking Mike Tyson's ex. You've got to have cojones to bang
Who was
her.
he banging? What was that? Robin Givens?
Robin Givens.
Robin Givens?
Yes, sir. And Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson went to Robin's house one time because he had to go deliver something. This was back when they were breaking up, or he had to talk to her for some reason. He was waiting, and she pulled up with her new boyfriend, Brad Pitt. And this was Mike Tyson in his prime, pissed off.
No, yes. Oh man,
it's a great story. Mike Tyson Undisputed, I think, it was a special on HBO. He told this story. It was great. And so he's like, he's dealing with Robin Givens in the heat of all that stuff with her and her mom, and trying to be nice, but he's Mike Tyson. And what did he say? He said Brad Pitt looked so scared because he was skinny back then. He was a skinny teen throb.
I don't care if he was jacked. It's Mike Tyson in his prime, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, what happened to that guy? Now we get this guy. Who's this guy? Where's Tyler Durden? Where's all the cool people that I have seen him play? Apparently, it was just an act. I thought he was actually a cool dude, but I mean,
that's the problem.
He even played a cool guy in the movie. He won the Academy Award.
Well, right.
Beat up Bruce Lee.
Look, he's got great acting chops. But listen, these people are monkeys with organ grinders. This is what they need to do. Sing and dance. We will pay you well, and shut up. Look pretty. Well, shut up.
I think somebody said it best. They're great when they're at doing their craft. And what is their craft? Speaking other people's words. So when they get up there and do their own thing, they make fools of themselves. Leave politics out of it, man. Just like our TV and our movies, what we want is you guys all to leave the politics out of it. I am so sick and tired of everything being about something. Let's just enjoy the plot. I don't know. Let's enjoy how the character, goes on the hero's journey. Let's not always have to worry about what Brad Pitt says. Cause you know what? Now, every time I see him in a movie, I'm going to think of what he said at the Oscars this time. Cause it really it started the whole night off like, oh, here we go.
Well, and Tom Cruise is a perfect example of how someone's personal life can interfere with, the movies and the money he makes for his movies. There's a time there after the Oprah, couch scene where his movies were not banking like they had been. I think it's kind of recovered a little bit with Mission Impossible, but they weren't making as much. People weren't going to see him because they couldn't get that image out of their head.
Right.
And when you're an actor, you're trying to play these roles and get a grand scope audience into your movies, into the theaters to fill the seats, going off like that and putting your political agenda, it's hard to get, like you said, Scott, it's hard to get that out of your mind.
Didn't Ricky Gervais, didn't he warn them people about this? Didn't he just
warn
them
what
about
Final,
this?
that is just what Final brought up. Final just brought it up. And you know what? Brad Pitt, he has the face. He has even though he's getting up there in age, he's a good looking guy. He's become a better actor than he once was. I mean, his interview with a vampire, he never does accents very well. I don't even know if he does accents even in Troy, but he's at least getting better in his craft. And then I don't care what your political views are. Okay. I could give two shits. Get up there. And as one of my favorite ones of the night already, Tubian 323 Tubian dance monkey dance.
Right.
That's all I want to see.
I want to see I want to see you make another Legends of the Fall. That was a great movie. And he was great. He was amazing. Everybody was great in that movie.
Yes. Yes, that was a fantastic movie. Yeah. There was two of those movies I always confuse, Legends of the Fall and then A River Runs Through, I think he was also in. He was like, which one? I think it's The River Runs Through. He was the brother with the gambling problem.
No, I don't think I saw that.
Oh, dude, I think it's both Robert Redford, or at least River Runs Through is Robert Redford.
Gotcha. And I've never been a Robert Redford fan. That's
you know what though? He directed, I think, or wrote, and it was actually a really good movie for what it was.
Listen, but I gave that dude one chance. It was called The Castle, and it was not good. And that's only because James Gandolfini was in it, and I love The Sopranos.
That was the one where they take over the prison, the military prison, correct?
Yeah, and I didn't like it, and that kind of turned.
No, but we got a couple more people in the chat. We got Matt G up in the house. We also, I did pronounce it right. It's 2BN323. Random Brad creates once again. We also have.
Come on, you could do it.
Pelanuki.
We gotta learn this.
I am so bad at names in the first place. Have you watched any of my videos?
Peliniuki.
Pelanuki, you
Yeah.
are
Peliniuki.
hashtag gender check Scott. Go ahead.
Yeah, don't gender check me, please. It looks like a male fur. I can't even see what the picture is. I was about to say a furry. But in Snatch, yes. The Snatch, he did a great accent.
Snatch.
Actually, he had that going. So that was
he wasn't
good.
even that was like his own made up language.
No, it was like that gypsy. It was that gypsy language.
Yeah, yeah, to study that. I mean, can you imagine being able to speak that not coherently?
I don't know. If no one knows, I don't know. I guess so. I have to see how accurate it is, because if it's a language or an accent that people aren't too familiar with, you can get away with it.
It's probably it's an exaggeration of it, most likely. But
he did he did a Irish accent in The Devil's Own with Harrison Ford.
Oh yeah, he was like a terrorist, right? Okay, so then why in other movies where it should have been, he didn't even do an accent?
Why is there a Nazi on the screen?
That's not just a Nazi. That is the Nazi. That is H to the Hitler, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I know we can't say those words. It's amazing. I can say the F word, but I can't say that. That's cool.
Right. No, they'll ban us pretty good. But that's Taika Waititi. If you want to read it, my friend.
Me?
Yeah. So this is Taika Waititi, and he was recently about directing a Star Wars movie. Did I say that right? Taika.
You said
Taika
it. You racist. You better say that right. You better pronounce that shit right.
Taika Waititi.
They're gonna come for me now. Taika Waititi.
Waititi. Yeah.
Tupac.
Waititi. Taika Waititi. He became a household name here. Yeah, of course, the past few years. After working on independent projects, Waititi helped breathe fresh life into the Thor franchise with Ragnarok, and will be back for Love and Thunder. He also earned his first Academy Award last weekend, earning a Best Adapted Screenplay for Jojo Rabbit. But would he be interested in directing an installment of the Star Wars franchise? Turns out he's got something very blunt to say, blunt opinions on the subject.
Love and Thunder sounds like an aggressive gay porn.
Oh,
yeah, it's a very odd title.
You know, like a dominating gay porn. I don't.
Porn, Love and Thunder.
Oh my God, that is so bad. And it's like, Rod Stiffy and Schlong Michelson starring gay Love and Thunder. I know I like that one. That might be me.
That's a pretty good one.
Oh, and while we're talking about porn, Star Wars for Life Reviews is here. Hey, wow. That didn't come off right.
That didn't come off right at all.
No,
you gotta get him for that.
I am so sorry. What I meant by that is there's a woman in. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Get him, Ruthie.
Hi, Ruthie. Let's give a nice cordial hello to Ruthie. Hello, Ruthie. Wonderful. Thank you for coming and joining Scotty's Dirty Channel.
You don't even know. I dropped my phone. Everything just came apart when I said that. I was just trying to say there's a young lassie in the chat, and we're talking about gay porn.
All young chicks are porn to you. Is that what you're
no, God, no. I am.
It sounded like
I'm listening.
I'm a cis binary quadruplet of sorts, and I don't think that way. Hi, Ruthie.
Ruthie, you have a ticket to mess with Scott at any time you want. Just letting you know.
Yeah,
that's it. That was he punched that card.
Yeah, I just did. What were we reading again?
We were reading something about gay porn. This look, Love and Thunder has never sounded right. When they said that, they were like that was when they were rallying around, Brie Larson and they were rallying around Captain Marvel, and they were so fake proud of themselves because they made $1 billion in between two of the biggest movies of all time, and they were acting like it was a win, but but nobody really liked her, and they figured it out. That's why they haven't really planned a movie. But back then they were circling the wagons. So they said we're gonna give female Thor a try. And then they gave that big hammer to Natalie Portman, that little weak girl. And they said, we're going to call it Love and Thunder. This
blows my mind.
Soy, it is gay. And when I hear Love and Thunder, I think this is a very aggressive, like a bigger guy standing over a smaller guy in a shower.
shampoo
kind of
bottle.
aggressive, yes, on the floor,
Yeah,
sudsy feet, and it's a gay aggressive porn. I'm not interested at all in Love and Thunder. Did that take?
I mean, the way you just, I mean,
star?
you're. Thank you. I did not do that. I did not do that. Let's clarify that. I might have hinted at she likes it, but I did not say she was one. Okay.
All right.
Let's get back to gay porn. Please read.
I lost my train of thought. I lost where I was at.
And yes, hold on. Red Gaze, you did walk in on gay porn.
Yeah.
All because of
Stephen
Walton.
Now it's really gays in here. Gays, let me ask you something. When you think of Love and Thunder, do you think of like a very aggressive male eroticism? Does it come off to you like that? I need you let me know. That's I'm not interested in seeing Love and Thunder. I'm not interested in seeing that.
You know,
I mean, Thor's really gonna drop his hammer on this one.
We're gonna get fat Thor. We're gonna have a little girl with a big hammer. It's like, okay, how are they gonna play this off? Look, Gal Gadot pulled off Wonder Woman because of her acting chops, right? Her confidence.
Beauty.
Now, Natalie Portman may be nuts, but she's gorgeous, and she does have acting chops, but not those kind. Like she kind of pulled off Leia Organa's daughter. All right.
No,
I think she did just a little bit. I'm not saying, but
no, I disagree wholeheartedly, man.
Really?
I disagree wholeheartedly. I felt like she wasn't in the prequels at all. Like she was there, but she wasn't acting. I just didn't feel like
the biggest she had was the first Phantom Menace. The other two, she was kind of just background.
There was
her best acting in there was Attack of the Clones. In my opinion.
Okay, so the first one.
See, I think she had the biggest role in Phantom Menace.
She did, but when she's in the Phantom Menace and she kneels down in front of the Gungans, there is no heart.
Did you just say Phantom Menace?
Oh, what did I say? Phantom Penis? I did say the Phantom Menace. Oh my God, what is happening tonight? So that first movie, number 1, when it's called Star Wars or something.
Right, episode 1.
It's a prequel movie.
Mm-hmm.
She kneels down to the Gungans and she has there's no heart, there's no soul, there's no nothing.
Well, now the whole her character in that, first off, I think the character itself, the way that she was told to act, it probably numbed down any range that she had because she was always talking like this, unless she was, playing the Padme half of her fucking warped character on Tatooine, right? That's when you got to see her doing her thing. But I also think first of all, there wasn't the greatest. I like these movies, by the way.
No, I do too. I don't hate them. I don't love them, but I don't hate them. I think, George's writing wasn't the best, so we could say that right there. Maybe not giving her enough to go with. And then the next two movies with Hayden Christensen, I'm sorry, like there was no attraction. It was some stalker kid, and then all of a sudden
it was terrible because the writing was so bad for the love scenes.
No, you're right. Final preach. I mean, creepy Anakin. My son and I laugh at that. Like, and my son loves Anakin, right? He grew up on the prequel. He's a prequel kid, and we'll watch those movies. And every time we get to Attack of the Clones and creepy Anakin, that's it. He's like hitting on her, and she doesn't want it, but she wants it. And I'm like, what is this weird pseudo assault scene that's about to happen? I don't understand. What the acting is so bad, and the placement is so bad, and it's just it was like so forced. It was
like Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder, right? And what they needed to do was they shouldn't have went so far back in Anakin's history. They shouldn't have went to Kid, or they should have had that like leading into 3 movies of an older Anakin, in my opinion, who's known Padme. So you didn't have to rush all that in the middle of a movie in 2 acts, and then it just didn't. That whole thing's fine.
It was terrible. I'm sorry. That part of the movie was terrible. I mean, really what saved it is the wokest of the woke, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ewan McGregor to me was fantastic. First of all, our chat is awesome tonight. Thank you for I'm glad I slipped up with that one because they are going off on stuff in here tonight.
All right.
I know.
Look at this one. She kneels down to the Gungans. Me. Are we still in the porn thing? Red Gaze says, interesting. The image in the top right reminiscent of two girls in a.
Gaze.
Oh, that was rough. That was rough. So we all have seen it. Okay. So I got to say, her as an actress, she was amazing in The Professional, her first professional movie, when she's spoilers for like a 20-year-old movie, but she's learns to be an assassin, awesome movie. She's good in a lot of things she's been in.
I mean, did she win the Academy Award for The Black Swan too?
Yeah, well,
yeah,
that's
because lesbian scene in
that's
there
because
too,
there was a
baby.
lesbian. Exactly.
Yeah.
When you get two hot chicks in swan outfits doing it, come on.
Yeah.
Two of my future ex-wifeys in the same scene. So happy.
Two girls
Academy.
in an Oscar, right?
Right.
Yeah, Oscar's going somewhere. But when she's not feeling it, like I didn't feel like the first Thor movie, or maybe the first one she was into it, but the second one not as much. I don't know. We'll have to see how she does, but pulling off being Thor, no. Sorry, we can move on.
She has to wear the cape. She has to wear the cape with all the girls' names embroidered in it. I heard something about her wearing a cape made in China and then talking about women's rights or something. I don't know what happened with her at the Oscars. Do you guys know?
I missed what she was wearing. I heard that she was wearing something. I haven't seen it.
She was wearing.
Oh, she had like some a pin or something. I thought it was a pin.
She was wearing a cape and it had a bunch of embroidery in there, and it had all the names of all the women who weren't nominated, all the women directors and producers who weren't nominated for the Oscars. Meanwhile, the company that she works for, she is the only woman.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So she was patting herself, but it was virtue signaling. It was what she did.
Well, that's what they do, man.
And she has to wear that cape in Love and Thunder.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. That they're very good at showing us masks, not the real person, just the mask they want us to see, and they're all wearing Thor and Thunder masks. Anyway, Brad Pitt is getting
Thong and Thunder.
Thong and Thunder.
Thong and Thunder.
Thong and Thunder. Starring Natalie Portman. As Thong.
That's Thong.
Oh shit. Okay, what do we got next?
Tickle with Titty says, isn't that it right there?
Yeah. Okay, so this is basically the quote there. So they asked him, do you want to direct Star Wars? He said, I think people see me hanging out with people, especially with Star Wars, and think I'm having some big discussions about it. I would fucking love to if it was right. I would do any kind of movie if it made sense. I would want to do any kind of movie if it made sense. But look at this. He says, and if it felt not like career suicide.
If it felt not like career suicide. How about?
So he's basically, I mean, I kind of get the gist that, like, sure, if it's a good Star Wars movie, but right now
they're not.
Forget it.
That's sad.
I don't want. I want to stay away from Star Wars, at least in the theatrical releases. Because I think the TV is something different.
Didn't City do a best episode of The Mandalorian?
Yes,
he directed the last episode. Yeah, the finale, and he was the voice of IG-11.
Yes,
but see, I think the thing is, like with TV, Star Wars is kind of taken a back. Well, the theatrical releases are sort of taking a back seat right now because they don't even know what's coming out, what they're doing next. Iger just came out and said
Kathleen
they're going to take more time off.
Well, Kathleen Kennedy knows what they're doing, and then Iger corrects it.
Yeah, and then Iger
he mansplains it.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, but you're right, Final. That's pretty sad that you would even put in the same quote for a Star Wars movie that it could be career suicide.
That's what it's come to.
That's sad. It used to be the pinnacle. A Star Wars movie was the pinnacle. No one did them but George, really, and a couple other directors. But think about that. Career suicide, man. Wow.
And why even mention, why even put that? Why not just be like, yeah, I'd fucking love to do another Star Wars, but it's like, if it was right and it wasn't career suicide,
that's,
why even mention
that's an attack. That's either an attack on
kind of.
I have to wonder about that. I have to wonder about that because he said, I would love to if it was right. Now we've heard what CD talk before. Does he mean if it's woke, or does he recognize that creating films that cater to that audience do not fare well, and he doesn't want to commit suicide by making one like that.
Or is it career suicide? Or does he mean he wants to make a woke film, but knowing that he makes the woke film, the Star Wars fans are, in his mind, toxic?
What if he actually felches on his time off? What if he takes live gerbils and puts them up his own ass and then reads about woke reviews?
Well, we would have to ask Tommy about that. So when he comes into the chat, we'll find out.
All right. Well,
wasn't there there was like one of these tall tales about Richard Gere that he had done that.
Like look 90s. At that. Look at that on the screen right now from Palanuki. He said Thor Ragnarok was career suicide in a lot of interviews at the time, and that it was why he did it. Well,
so he does stick like gerbils up his ass.
Yes, I believe that is the truth.
That's what I wanted to know. All right.
So if that's the case, why would he say it in a sort of a negative way here if it were right, you know?
Because
he's not saying like, oh, it's like career suicide, I'm down to take it. You know, I like to roll the dice. That's not really what he's saying here.
He's a troll. Watiki is a troll, man. He loves going after everybody and making everybody, you know, he's the one who said, I'll destroy your mythos, baby. Well, I mean, he is the one.
He is.
And George Big Dick Lucas is rolling one up for us tonight, I guess. Hail, George
Big Dick Lucas. How are you, sir?
And if you don't know him, he's Storyman Jack on YouTube. Please subscribe to his channel. But I don't know, man. That's crazy. What else? Well, read on Final. Let's see what else we have to say.
Okay, let's see. It was that was pretty much it, I think. There's a little more. All right. Well, that was honest. It looks like Taika Waititi has some mixed feelings about directing his own installment of Star Wars, because while in some ways it sounds like a dream, he's also nervous that a poorly received movie could negatively affect his career. Waititi's comments to Variety shows what a double-edged sword the Star Wars franchise can be for filmmakers. I mean, it should not be. It should just be like automatic success.
Right.
You know,
it should be a different type of sword.
What's that?
It should be a different type of sword. Going back to Love and Thunder, if you know what I mean.
No, you know, it should be even if it's a warmly received and not greatly received film, it should be you get at least 3 offers to do other films. Like that should be a ticket to ride, especially today. And it will in the climate of the last decade and the types of movies that have become popular. Star Wars should have been slam dunks. It is amazing how they worked to fuck it up. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And do you think that in a way he is kind of, you know, jabbing at Rian Johnson? Like, is he kind of saying like Rian Johnson just committed career suicide by messing that movie up?
No, he's probably
how did he? How did he? I mean, it's all right. Enjoy yourself. I'm enjoying people cutting people off tonight. It's a lot of fun. But I do it all the time. Think about it. I mean, Knives Out. We may not. I haven't watched it, but it was a hit. I think he's getting a sequel to it. So, was it career suicide?
Did it do well? Did Knives Out? Did that do well in the box office too?
I believe so.
I don't know. Oh, it did. Okay.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe not. Maybe he's. I don't know. Who's he referring to then? Why would he say that?
Well, you know, we got another comment down here again where he's saying, Palanuki, I suck at names. It is his way of saying it's a challenge. It's his kind of humor.
Yeah, I get that.
I get that. He is a very, it's one of those types of people that reading what he's saying, you have to see his body language, how he's saying it.
Put it in context.
Right. Exactly. Very good way of putting it. Put it in context. So I don't know. We'll have to see where that goes, but I mean, he knew it was going to get printed. So, I mean, it was to Variety. So to think of that, did he not? I don't know. Did he not think ahead, Steve?
No, he doesn't give a shit. He's riding on a Marvel high. He's got that whole company behind him. And he put out a movie that was popular. I like Ragnarok. I know some people didn't, but it's popular. I think.
No, it wasn't
and
a
it was
bad
well
movie.
done movie. And I thought it was well done.
So he's got 2 movies that are titled Ride the Rock and Thong and Thunder. Very, very suspicious.
Look.
Ride the Rock and Thong and Thunder.
I have a sneaking suspicion that my man is a felcher, and I don't care. He can be what he needs to be, and if he needs to be a troll or a felcher, he can be what he needs to be. As far as it comes, throwing a jab at Ryan Johnson, you're talking about a couple of trolls with that kind of humor. They probably do that to each other anyway, all the time. There's joking to Ryan. I don't know. He made the most divisive Star Wars film ever that broke the entire fandom and created a movement not make books all about. So screw him. I mean, thanks, Ryan. Now fuck off. And I don't care what he does with Knives Out. I didn't see it. I don't care to see it. Don't know how much money it made. Don't know if it was successful. Don't know if it got awards. Don't know about anything because I don't give a shit. Because fuck Ryan Johnson.
Well, we actually are going to talk about Ryan.
Oh, shit. God damn it. Ruthie, where are you at?
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Ruthie? I mean, we have to. I'm glad you brought him up because the next article is about him. If someone could share the first one in the private chat, the one on top, I would love that be you, Stephen, now that I know how happy you are about Ryan Johnson.
Man.
So if you want to get that one ready, but what I've read, and I only read the top of it. People have made videos. I didn't want to watch any of the videos before we read this together because it does say Kelly Marie Tran and Ryan Johnson. They speak about Rise of Skywalker.
I can't really read that well tonight, dude. I'm fighting a cold. Can someone else read it?
All right. Let's see what
I actually have to leave for work right now.
Oh, son of a bitch. Well, I guess I'm reading it. Thanks for hanging out, Final. I appreciate it.
I mean, what?
But I put the article in the private chat. If Steven, if you want to bring it up, it's there because I think Scott can't. He has trouble doing it
because my computer sucks. Okay, I'm gonna start maybe a GoFundMe.
I didn't give a reason.
I'm not Mr. LA, bro.
I don't see it.
God,
I don't see it. Put it in the private chat again, please.
It is in the private chat.
I don't see it.
It's
all right.
It's the first one. They're bounding into comics.
Maybe he doesn't see it because he came so late. I'm just saying. I got it. It's already in there. Thank you for staying with us tonight, people in our chat. You are the best. Anytime
you are the best. All right, guys. I have to leave. Yeah.
Well, George.
Oh, there's Bear's coming in a minute. All right, George, Bear, sorry, missed you.
George Big Dick Lucas said, "Shit, drop my pipe." So, good luck, Final.
Okay, good luck. All right, guys. I will talk to you later. Thanks to everyone in the chat.
Later, buddy.
See you guys.
Yep, we do have a bearer incoming in a few minutes.
Screw you, Final.
Yeah, Final. Thank you, buddy, because I don't read. I am. If we don't realize this yet, you're the intellect of the group. I am. What am I? I'm the face. I am the talent. That is what my job is. I am the talent. God
help me, Gaze. Help me, brother. Oh, why am I looking at this asshole right now? And I don't mean Rose.
Yeah, don't you dare talk about Rose that way. Don't you dare.
I'd give that little Asian ass a wax. All right. Let's see. Star Wars: The Last Jedi director Ryan Johnson and Kelly Marie Tran reacted to J.J. Abrams' Rise of Skywalker. Did they do it together? I mean, like, were they having lunch and then they reacted together? Did someone sneak up on them with a camera and then they're like, "What? Oh my God!
Are they having sex? Who knows?
Are they, I don't want to think about Ruin Johnson
on the bottom going, yeah, Tran, yeah, oh God, moving. She's just up top like, I could ride a space horse. I could ride a space horse too.
I don't even want to think about that sackless. All right. Fuck Ryan Johnson. He's a eunuch, all right? You just put that image in my head. You put that image in my head.
Thank you, Bear. The bag of air with meaning. That's Sporking News Podcast. I love you, Bear. All right, go on.
Read this dumb shit.
Read on.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi director Ruin Johnson and Kelly Marie Tran.
No. I want the author voice. Okay, this is my channel. This is my show. Make sure you sound good.
All right. Star Wars: The Last Jedi director Ryan Johnson and Kelly Marie Tran reacted to a final installment of the Disney sequel trilogy, J.J. Abrams' The Rise of Skywalker, while at the Oscars. Johnson spoke to MTV News on the red carpet where he detailed his thoughts on The Rise of Skywalker. I don't give it. I don't care.
This is very important news, okay?
All right. This is, I don't, okay. All right, what did he say? God damn it! This website is all over the place. The fuck
Hey,
if I had epilepsy, I'd be fucked up right now.
And we also love Bounding Into Comics. They are one of our favorite pages to go to. Do not listen to Stephen. Stephen, he has a cold.
Pardon, guys. I'm sorry. Johnson stated, "I had a blast, man. Make me so proud." Johnson stated, "I had a blast, man. Made me so proud to seeing the heart and soul that JJ put into it, and seeing my friends who were in the movie just like bring the whole thing to a conclusion. Yeah, for me as a Star Wars fan, it was really special experience." He is not a fan. He is not a fan. He is a piece of shit. He is not a fan. He is a troll. He is a fake ass fan. He is one of the nerd kids that even the nerd kids didn't like. He was stuffed in the locker, and even the nerd kids wouldn't tell the fucking principal or the teacher that he was stuck in the locker because they hated him, his smug, arrogant ass so much. He is a troll. He is not a fan of anything than creating division and destroying things that are loved by others. Fuck Ruin Johnson.
So he's a fan, though, right? He likes Star Wars.
Johnson. They ain't a face. He'd be a fan of my foot in his ass. That's what he would be a fan of. He would love it. He would say, "Yes, can I please get another? Can you?" And he would reach back, like look over his shoulder, clench an ass cheek, pull it up. "Can I get another in there?" Fuck Ruin Johnson.
So you're saying he's not a fan?
He's not a fan. He's not a fan. I believe, in my opinion, that he is not a fan. He can say that he's a fan. I don't believe it. His street cred is nil. It is nothing from the way that he has spoke to fans and the way that he treated the lore and legacy of something that a lot of us waited decades of our lives to see. That asshole needs to take a long walk off a short pier. And if he cannot help, then maybe he should be assisted in finding a short pier. I don't care. I don't even pay attention to this asshole. I've had to write so much about him in the last year. I have had to research this dickbag. I have had to read over his quotes. Right. I have had to look at what he has done. I have had to get into the head of this inane, babbling jerk of a troll who gains satisfaction from causing mass amounts of pain and heartbreak. Mm-hmm. That's not somebody I give a damn about. So it's difficult for me to deal with people like that. That is why whenever I meet someone in my life who is just an arrogant, snob, know-it-all, dry burlap sack of an individual, someone that you just would not even want to be around, like Ryan Johnson, I don't care. I tried to stay away from it, but I've had to inundate myself with it, just like sometimes we have to be around people we don't like and hear them flap their gums.
You kind of relate to that, I'm guessing.
I relate to having to deal with this jerk, having to write about him over the last year. And then I've investigated enough. I've invested enough time in knowing who he is. I've investigated him enough. I have gone through every article and quote that I could find, every interview, for 2 years now. And most of us have already been through this.
Right.
But I know enough about the man that he is not a fan of anything other than creating division.
Well, I mean,
that is what he's a fan of.
We have seen him say this in interviews. His biggest accomplishment when he does a movie is to divide the audience. That's what he's looking for. Right. So to think he's anything but a piece of shit, as you put it, I think you're correct. I really do. I think he's an art house, one of these art house type directors that wants to get a rise out of people.
He should have been a nameless extra in Goodfellas, Yeah. Is what he should have been.
It could have been that. He could have been Spiders, not even Spider. He couldn't even be like killed off by one of them. He just some guy who lives his miserable life for the rest of his life.
I don't like Ryan Johnson. And I didn't see Knives Out. And although Mecca Random covered it and said she liked it, and I watched the video. I list not too many people covered it. Mecca did.
Yeah.
But I saw the cast and it is an amazing cast. But you know what, that movie in itself, guys, if you haven't already figured it out, was Hollywood coming together and going, no, we're not going to let this hate mob on the internet, this alt-right Trump supporting blah blah blahs, do you think that they've won anything? We're going to stand with Ryan.
Yeah, that's truly what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the only reason it's successful. It has nothing to do with Johnson. It has to do with all the star power they packed into it to protect him from rightful criticism, to stem the flow of blood that was coming out of Disney at the time, because Solo got its nuts cut off.
Right.
That's exactly what that movie is. It was a Band-Aid. So that's why I didn't support it. I don't care who's in it.
I mean, first off, don't even forget, The Last Jedi was a first freaking draft. Okay. They were proud to tell us it was a first fucking draft, man. How embarrassing is that they were proud to admit that they took the first thing he wrote and was like, that's gold. No one had anything to put into it. Nothing. No, Ryan, you're perfect, says KK.
Kennedy is up in everybody's business in every damn movie, firing people, moving people around. Doesn't even care if the movie's almost all the way done before he does her job. What happened with The Last Jedi? That had to have been her stamp seal of approval. That was her vision being told.
I agree.
By Ryan Johnson.
Oh, we have Tommy in the chat. He can answer that question for you. And Thomas Gilkey. Hey, everybody. Thoughts and prayers to his family member who's going through some medical stuff right now. Thomas, we're with you, buddy. We love you. And prayers are going with you and your mom. But Tommy, ask the question. Stephen, ask the question.
Man, it's like 2 rants ago.
It was something about gerbils and Tiki Waititi's.
Yeah, Tommy, have you heard any rumors about what's Taika Waititi felching?
With gerbils. Yeah.
Yes. If you look at it, if you don't know what felching is, don't look for any pictures, or instructions. But they're yeah.
Bear is in the house. Hello, Bear. How are you tonight, my friend? Fantastic. Okay.
Bear, want to keep reading or just rant about Ryan some more? Hold on.
Well, you could do whatever you want.
I can do whatever I want.
I really have no rules on my channel. You know this already.
I am not going to insinuate that Ruthie does porn. Now, let me look. All right, here we are. This is where we left off. Kelly Marie Tran breaks her silence over her absence from social media. When asked if she was happy with how her part ended up, Tran responded, I mean, I think that I'm really just amazed at the way JJ was able to sort of wrap up all these incredible stories. There were so many characters. Okay, that's a diplomatic. A diplomatic answer.
And he has a point. There were a lot of characters.
No, that was Tran. That was
no. She's so brave.
If that was Johnson, I would have immediately assumed that it was some kind of a slight involved. But I think
exactly. No,
I think Kelly.
You can't hold it against Kelly. I really think she has been through what she's been through. She has never stated that people forced her off of social media, but she hasn't been disrespectful to fans. She just kind of took herself out of the picture. So, I won't attack her unless
she has allowed the access media and the mainstream media to run with that narrative, even when she wrote the op-ed calling out racism and sexism in California and Hollywood. And it was spun as though it was somehow justification for the stories that they had been running, the propaganda about her being bullied off of social media without a shred of fucking evidence or one damn screenshot. She still remains silent. Now, shouldn't at some point she have stood up for us? Because I didn't bully her.
I mean, she needed to be honest. I think she should have been honest.
She was.
I just gave her a stamp of approval, and then I thought about it. She should have said something.
Well, no,
she should have opened her mouth.
Look, stop with that. We're being nice. right now. In this moment, this particular moment, I'm trying to be fair and nice.
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm not saying that Kelly Marie Tran is, I'm not saying that she's a problem. What I'm saying is that you had all these rumors coming out, and this poor girl, I understand the position that she's in. This is her first. Hey, what's up, buddy?
We can hear you now, buddy.
Yeah, I had to restart my phone.
Well, you're here. You're here, brother. You're good.
Awesome.
This was her first major role, right? And it's Star Wars, and I feel this way for all of them, for everyone who was cast in these movies. All right, they were cast in a role that was going to immortalize them. Why do you think that immortality is viewed now? It's either going to be for most normies, it's going to be, okay, those movies are over. It's not going to be like Star Wars. It's not going to be like the prequels. People know, like you're born. If you're born in this generation, you're in your DNA. It says Star Wars came out in the 70s and 80s. The prequels came out in the 2000s. You know them. They're in your DNA. Right? It's in the fabric of our culture. You're going to run into it at some point. What are people going to remember about the sequel trilogy? Like, other than those movies weren't as good as the others, to people remembering Raylo, to the opposite end of that spectrum, going, I can't believe those movies were even allowed to be made. And how are they going to be remembered? How is their careers?
How do you think she's going to be remembered? She's going to be remembered as the girl who didn't have a big enough role, was treated badly by the fans, and started actually like a movement. I mean, she has a true fandom that like supports her for whatever she chooses to do.
Oh, good.
They think they speak for her. That's the worst part. They think they speak for her.
Well, that's okay. Those are just virtue signalers. But I mean, if you look at people that are actually supporting this actress and what she's been through, I get it. I think she deserves it. All of them do. I don't think any of them have really attacked the fans. If anything, they've just backed off and been like, wow. With the exception of Boyega, but he's a little bombastic.
Yeah, you gotta love Boyega, though.
Yeah, I mean, he came around. At first, he saw all his people.
There fucking first, bitch.
Well, he saw all his people getting attacked, right? He saw all, the people talking shit on the movies. He probably took that as an affront. So when he said, we don't care about a boycott, he was defending his people. Now, that still doesn't mean it wasn't said. And in the context that it was said. But I understand it. And so when I see him making comments now, I'm just waiting. I'm like, okay, if he couldn't have shut his mouth to us and everybody else did, I can't wait till that NDA is over and he can talk about what happened behind the scenes. I want to hear his take. But all those people, what's Daisy Ridley got lined up? You don't know.
Right. No, you got to absolutely. I just want to introduce Script Doctor. Welcome to the party.
Hail, Script Doctor.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me, guys.
Of course,
How are you all doing tonight?
We're doing, I think Stephen might be having an aneurysm, but other than that, we are doing pretty well. Just talking a little Ryan Johnson and Kelly Marie Tran opening up about their love of Rise of Skywalker.
And Washington State gives out driver's licenses out of Cracker Jack boxes.
Oh, you're having fun, aren't you?
I found a few.
Okay.
It went my way. I could use a U.S. driver's license.
I gotta tell you.
I just want you to also know, Stephen, Bob says, why his inner voice is a robot? Is it something to worry about? You did do a robot inner voice. I don't know if you noticed that.
Who did? Me?
No, Stephen.
Oh, I lagged out. I'm sorry.
Okay, Bob. No, you did it like oh my God. He forgot already, people. Be scared. Be very scared. All right, why don't we read on and see what we have to say about this one?
All right. The characters. Tran concluded, at the end of the day, I got to be part of something bigger than me, and that's really special. And that's what she said. Yeah. What do you make of Ryan Johnson, Kelly Marie Tran, Ryan Skywalker? Well, Mr. Let's see who wrote this. Let's make sure.
It's usually John F. Trent.
Is it John? There's John.
John.
All right,
Trent.
yes, it was
John
John.
F. Trent.
Okay, let me go to the end. John. Okay. What do I think? If you haven't been listening for the last God, there's jumping all over the place. If you haven't been listening. All right, that's it. If you haven't been listening, John, Screw Ryan Johnson, and poor Kelly. Poor Kelly. I hope Kelly has a better time somewhere else doing something I hope she's great at, and bless her heart. I have nothing against Kelly Tran, but I wish that she would have at some point she will or would have stand up and say, no, I was not bullied off the internet. And all that garbage you've been talking for the last 2 years about this group of fans isn't the truth.
What do you think?
If she gets a TV show, she'll do that.
You think so?
Yeah, if she gets like a main character on a TV show, like at least on an ensemble, and it's a popular show and it's got like 2-3 seasons behind its belt, she'll start talking about this again, and she'll be far more honest about it because she'll have a stable career and a stable income.
Poor Kelly.
Yeah.
So
have you guys ever noticed? I've never noticed that that she's never said anything toxic.
she
I don't
hasn't.
recall it.
She hasn't.
Has she?
No,
she hasn't. Bear. She
So she's
barely.
admitted.
I didn't think so. Because
Yeah.
I like to go after those ones that are a little toxic and a little racist, and I've never seen that with her.
That's because she dealt with it. She's dealt with that kind of stuff, right? So I mean, it's so hard, and it's even harder to distinguish someone in Hollywood who's actually gone through something like that, has feelings about it, about going through racism or racist experiences in this climate, because it's hard to even take them seriously from their perspective because of all the woke virtue signaling that goes on around them, kind of inundates everything else, kind of like making false allegations of the bad word,
Right.
or sexual harassment, when there's so many that do need that attention. You inundate, you suppress that. So Kelly very well could have been a person, as she said, who dealt with racism in that area, managed to fight through it, fought through, being looked at as a little woman and not being able to make it, and then coming to where she was at, and then eventually being in a Star Wars film, unfortunately, that was ran by people who don't fucking like Star Wars. So that's not her fault, and I feel for her. That's all I'm saying.
Script Doctor, how do you feel?
I empathize with her. I mean, any sort of creative endeavor, and especially in Hollywood, is a difficult task to undergo. I do wish her the best because, I mean, even though she had a terrible character to play, she did sell the character across, like as a talented actor. So I see a lot of potential with her, and I wish her the best. I can only speculate that later this evening, John Trent will probably comment on this on his channel. So I would say look forward to that.
Oh, John has a channel?
Yeah, Bounding into Comics has a YouTube channel.
Oh my God, I'm such an asshole. Sorry, John.
Wow.
Hey,
I'll subscribe now.
That's okay.
it doesn't matter how pretty. It doesn't matter how pretty the potato sack is when you make a dress out of it. It's still a potato sack.
That's right.
That is a true quote. We got one here yesterday. Bodega. I just love that name. Bodega did diss his bodega again on Twitter, stating there is no way he would be interested in Disney Plus project. He is only one who doesn't give I want to say that word means fuck about the big bad mouse. So yeah, I agree. He's the only one that realized there's power in social media. These people still follow the corporate line or what their agent tells them to say, and they always try to be very political. It's the ones now that are actually like John Boyega, whatever the hell his name is.
Ew.
He is the one that is actually, saying his mind, and people are either loving it or hating it, but he's getting the press.
I've been to a bodega once. I couldn't actually go in. The kids who stole the car told me that I should stay in. I was too light-skinned for that. Oh, sorry.
Well, you are kind of milky.
Yeah.
And then you have someone like Amber Heard, who is a sociopath in my mind. Someone who can fake sympathy and empathy, but really doesn't have it. And she could play that role where she is the victim and she was abused. And then it comes out that she doesn't even give a shit that she's being recorded. She's just telling the truth that, yeah, I cut your damn finger off. I beat the shit out of you, Johnny Depp. But what are you going to do about it? Big bad Johnny Depp, that was sad to even read.
I have it on good authority that RK Outpost Ryan Kendall said that he would lose the fingertip to hit that once.
I think I could back that too.
Okay.
I wouldn't. She seems like someone that would just lie there.
Really? You think? Yeah, like she's too good for it. Yeah, that might have a point there. Script.
So I kind of feel about Megan Fox.
Once crazy lady Geiger counter starts going off, man, it's wet noodle, man. I'm out of there. Sorry.
Really? Because that gets me hard as a rock, bro. I'm like, I'm a samurai coming at you.
I've attracted enough broken, crazy women to know. No way.
Well, I've traveled that crazy road plenty of times, my sir. And I'll gladly do it again.
How are you feeling now about that?
Well, I'm not married yet.
Okay, Bear, do you mind muting when you're not talking?
No, Bear's at a motorcycle rally.
I don't know
now.
what he's doing.
Oh, I thought that was gas.
Souped up Japanese or Japanese race cars that like to race around here.
Yeah, it does sound like that. It definitely sounds like a race
And my
car.
window was only open like barely a half inch.
All right. So what else do we have on topic tonight, guys? Because we were so let's just be honest with our chat. We suck. And
you know what I'm interested in? You know what I'm interested in? I'm actually interested in since Script's here. Bob. Or Bill. That's right. Bill. Hey, Bill.
Oh, yes.
Oh my
Yes.
Sorry. Thought it was Bill. What would be the feel in your industry if a movie after the first week changes its title?
Marketing suicide.
It's okay.
Isn't that referred to as a flop?
It could also be referred to as a flop, but I mean, Ghostbusters did it technically after the theatrical release. It went from Ghostbusters to Ghostbusters Answer the Call. For the at-home market, the on-demand market, and all that
right,
stuff.
but that was like VHS.
That was different.
I remember the Ghostbusters commercial playing on actual TV. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
I was an infant.
Oh, you
when
were?
Ghostbusters came out. However, I do know that for about 5 years after the movie was released, the Ghostbusters phone number on the film was still active, and you could call it.
Yep, and every now and again, dude, I would see him on like Fox 29 on UHF. That's back when we only had but channels,
to change the title of a movie while it is still playing, what's funny is I went and saw it Monday at a matinee for $2, and luckily they gave me free popcorn, so I felt I broke even there.
Nice. Nice.
But when I went in on Monday, it was still Birds of Prey, and then when I went by the theater on my way home today, it was not Birds of Prey anymore. It was Harley Quinn : Birds of Prey. At least on the marquee. I don't know if anything else part of it changed. The posters are still there. So
are we supposed to pronounce the colon?
For this type of movie, it's a good warning sign. Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't they try making a Birds of Prey TV show in 2002?
There was.
Yeah. Yep. Miller and Go, 1 season, canceled. And thank God, it was terrible.
I never even noticed it. It never even blipped on my radar. The only reason why I noticed it, because it shows up in search results.
Yeah.
When you search your TV apps for things,
That one, the one girl with the dark short hair in that, what is her name? She was a hottie.
Ashley Scott, I think.
Yes, I think you are correct.
Bunch of chicks in a show, no boobs, no thanks.
Yeah, well, okay.
That's just me.
Immortal Coil is
also. Hey, Immortal Coil. Also, I have been noticing some similarities. You notice that? Have you ever watched the show Killjoys?
I saw the pilot. Wasn't too thrilled with it.
Are there boobs?
Oh man, you got to give that show a chance, man. Yes, there are boobs.
All right, dig it.
Yes, there are hot chicks. No, it is not fucking woke whatsoever.
It is definitely not woke. No,
it's the lead female. Guess what? She's a kick-ass assassin female named Dutch. Remind you of anybody?
Yeah, Schwarzenegger.
Nope.
No? Wasn't he named Dutch one time?
In Commando, yes, he was.
No, he was John Matrix.
Yeah, John Matrix. Let off some steam.
Dutch was Predator.
No, basically what it is Dutch is the main character in Killjoys. Ship looks a lot like a ship in what is it? Picard. You got a kick-ass lead female named Dodge.
Oh,
Cool.
so you're saying there's
Copying
a
much?
Well, I think a lot of people have pulled out, Bear, that there's been a lot of appropriating or taking away from other shows and movies for this new Picard show.
Yep.
I mean,
I wonder what they got from Anas Abdeen.
Oh,
It's definitely a copy and paste show.
it truly is. I mean, I still
look at all the dark scenery in Killjoys. Just go watch an episode in the middle of the season. All the dark scenery, all the dark stuff. You know, they're showing similar scenery in Picard.
Do you know what Picard reminds me of? Do you remember in the early days of YouTube, people would make their fan movie trailers by intercutting other movies to make the trailer? That's what Picard feels like.
Wow.
Yes. I would have to agree with that sentiment.
That last episode, they felt like they edited it that way. I mean, they jumped from scene to scene. It was very abrupt and not feeling like it was really going smoothly. Reshoots must have been involved in that because it was a weird episode.
Weird edits, weird additional dialogue recording. So like they looped lines over other lines.
Right.
Wow.
And I still can't get over in the second episode where he's like, I don't care for sci-fi, but you played the classics. Like their humor sucks.
I tried to defend that scene so much. I really have.
How?
You look at the two males that star in Killjoys. Now you look at
one of them in Ashmore.
You look at all the males that are in The Expanse, and then you compare them to the main males that are being shown in Picard. It's fucking copycat bullshit. That's all it is.
I don't doubt it, Bear. They
can't go read original material and write something original and tie it in with something that's actually meaningful in a Star Trek TV show. So basically,
males aren't allowed to be masculine in Star Trek anymore. They have to be buffoons and have to be subservient to the strong women.
Well, I'm waiting to see what the guy who actually Ship it was. You know, he was a tequila swigging piece of shrapnel in his arm, Latino man, and he was ready to go
that scene. That scene was come on, guys. He's like, nah, I don't want a dermal regenerator. Are you fucking kidding me?
I mean,
it's gonna get infected,
right? Well, no, he poured the tequila on it. Come on.
That
wasn't there like a meth addict female in a tent somewhere? Like I haven't seen the show. Yeah, I haven't seen the show.
The trailer.
Yeah, she was smoking dragon grass or something like that, and having hallucinations and paranoia. It was awesome.
Snake oil or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was some petal off a flower that she smoked or something.
JL, shut up. Oh my God, stop saying JL.
And when has Jean-Luc Picard ever let his subordinates call him by nickname? Never.
I mean, it could have changed. But
never.
But, you remember out of character, Jean-Luc.
You remember in Star Trek: The Next Generation, Riker was given the powers of Q, and he started calling him Jean-Luc and all that stuff. And everybody reacted with horror because of the disrespect.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
I think Riker only called him Jean-Luc once in a doting fashion in the series, and it was the context was acceptable, but it wasn't necessarily on duty or whatever. It was just different.
Well, I mean,
how did he go from his? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all right. No, it's I now know how everyone feels. What gets me is also how she blames him for being a white male who has privilege, who has his own, winery and this and that, and she lost out. And then finally, at the very, very end of her berating him, she goes, "And you never called." Like that should have been the focus. He never checked in on her. Even though I can't believe Jean-Luc Picard, even in his worst, wouldn't have.
There's only one character There's only one character in the Next Generation canon that's ever referred to him by his first name.
Beverly.
And that's Beverly Literature, and it was in private.
Because they did it.
And that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So for them to write some character calling him JL, it's bullshit.
Well, it goes one step worse to what Scott was saying. Apparently, over these last 14 years, she had been sitting on concrete evidence that there's corruption within the Federation through Romulan influence. She did nothing with that the entire time. Like, she could have gotten reinstated and exposed that into like other governments, like to the Andorians, to the Vulcans, to the Tellarites, to the Federation News Network. Just leaked the hell out of it. Had them get reinstated and get Picard back, and then they could continue with the evacuation.
Well, you know why they didn't do that? Because it's 25%. It's 25% different.
It's a minimum of 25% different.
You know, it wouldn't be one of those nice man bad TV shows if it didn't have some hateful female reporter treating an honored hero like a piece of shit.
That is true.
That's happened in real life, sadly. So it's
yeah, it is. It is. Absolutely, it is. And here's the thing: we don't want your stupid fucking politics in our fucking TV shows. Excuse my language.
Well, we don't want dated politics. We want universal stuff that could transcend time, that deal with broad issues as opposed to something very, very specific and intimate.
Yeah.
Because that.
Hey, we want the story written the way Star Trek was handled and the way the story was always told.
Well, it's not even just that. You're absolutely right. Both you, Bear and Script. You know, they have gotten past, the human race has gotten past the petty battling, the famine, the sickness, and moved on to the stars to help other cultures out. And then we find out the Federation has all this sinister shit going on in the background. And to drop an F-bomb at Picard, I mean, that right there just explains to you where this show is going. I mean, they literally have, you know, spies and agents and Commodore O being all secretive and backstabby when the Federation has moved beyond that. Yes, there has been issues with the Federation, but it is not what they're showing it to be right now.
Yeah, it's one thing to have like one or a handful of small admirals be corrupt and have their own nefarious plans, but in this case here, it appears far more like it's the entirety of the Admiralty of Starfleet that's behaving this way. And even the captains of their own ships are going along with it, because I just can't fathom other captains not being on the same side as Picard with regards to wanting to help and forge a new alliance. It's like their credo with the Federation. It seems antithetical for the Admiralty to go against it.
We already saw this in the Star Trek episode, The Conspiracy. Remember when all those worm things were like hanging out of everybody's medulla oblongata?
That was the second to last episode of the first season.
Yeah. So that's still going on.
Those were the original Borg.
Whenever they blasted that dude and the worm thing was in his chest, that wasn't the mother, actually.
No, that
was probably the father.
Are you assigning that thing a gender? Are you assuming?
I know, right?
The fuck
I know
is wrong with you, Immortal?
Yeah, I didn't recognize its cloaca. I'm sorry.
Ugh, God, that just sounds gross. Thank God you guys were earlier. We were talking about felching.
Yeah,
let's not do that.
Yeah, no, we had it all started with me saying something about porn and with Star Wars for Life, and it got really weird from there. Let's move on though. Do you think Picard will have sex in this show? I mean, they're going everywhere with it. Can you imagine Jean-Luc getting it on?
Well, he's 96 years old in this context.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to ride it tonight, Lisa.
Yeah, I mean they must have.
Do you mind if I call you Enterprise?
Engage.
Yeah, exactly. When I'm about to shoot my load, I will say engage.
May I have some head? Make it show.
Well, it pretty much rolls out the fact that, you know, I can't watch, and besides, why would you want to watch this with your kid? Because it's a sucky ass show. But they dropped F-bombs. So anybody that wanted to watch with their kids can't now, because you never know when they're going to throw the mysterious F-bomb in there.
That is a good point, Bear. And you know what?
Very good point.
It's like, you know, what about us parents who want to enjoy things that we've loved in the past that we grew up with our kids, and now we can't because they're garbage? Like, what? These companies are cutting off their nose to spite their face. You're getting rid of an entire new generation of customers that could be getting brought in. I mean, generationally by their parents, and they're just letting them go. I'm not going to watch that with my kid. I think that's a great point, Bear. I'll sit down and watch DS9. I'll sit down and watch TNG. I'll sit down and watch any of the movies. Anything before Discovery, I will watch. And as soon as it got the thing.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you could say is this is a lame way of using curse words effectively in your media. Like that, I mean, that's the only educational aspect you have out of it. It's like, see how she said sheer fucking hubris? Yeah, that shows that she's insecure, and that's not what you want. That's not where you want to drop the F-bomb in that situation.
And besides, sheer hubris was from a different generation.
Yeah. Well, we gotta also re-emphasize the fact that this is supposed to be an optimistic future for humanity. Now, whether or not other planets came to the same conclusions that humanity did and got rid of their weapons and all that kind of shit, this was supposed to be us fixing our bullshit as a species and then going to the stars to see what the fuck was out there.
And that's exactly what I was trying to say.
Instead, we're going to get Merkins in the next episode. Watch. It's going to be so 20th century.
Not bad.
Yeah, I don't think they got rid of any weapons because Picard had phasers hidden all over that study.
I know, he was like born.
Well, and like the head admiral, I bet you the head admiral at Starfleet's going to be orange.
Yes, absolutely.
Watch.
Well, the CNC was that woman. That's the commander-in-chief. She's the head of Starfleet. So, I mean, she did kind of have Trumpish hair, except it was white.
Well, okay, so the orange guy's going to grab her pussy.
Well,
there might be an orange guy for the Romulans. Who knows?
But put it this way. Think about it. Like, you're watching this with your kids because you have been watching Star Trek for the last, 40 years. And all of a sudden you're like, yeah, watch this show. And they drop the F-bomb out of nowhere. And it's supposed to be something that's dramatic. Like, oh my God. And all I took from that was, wow, they really went there. Like,
could you imagine Data walking in on Geordi in the holodeck and Geordi going, oh, fuck, Data?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the fuck,
Dr.
baby?
Brahms was in there, yeah.
How you doing, baby?
He's back in the Roman era.
He's in there with Brahms, standing behind her, looking at the model of the Enterprise D, just stroking it. Data walks in. The fuck, like, Data?
Access your memory banks of Airplane the movie and access the Jive subroutine.
Oh,
Data's like, shit.
What it is, Big Mama?
I forget the lead actress is part of third wave feminism. Kill the patriarchy.
Alison Pill? Is it Alison Pill or Michelle Hurd?
Brianna. She plays Dodd.
Or Soji. No, it's Soji.
Oh, that 19-year-old chick?
Yes.
Yeah. Look, man, I've tried not to like her.
The sticker on her back of her phone. Patriarchal advisory, feminist content.
Yeah, you're talking about the picture that someone took of her out
now,
there.
Listen.
Yeah.
She took her own selfie. She took it herself and posted it. Someone snagged it, and so I snagged it and made a video out of it.
Well, yeah, and I saw that, and you're absolutely right, but that's all of them now. They're all, look, this is a time and place in this world where it is all right to be an ist if you're an ist against one certain group.
Well, look,
insert that group here.
I'd still hit it. Look, I know it's a bad show. It's a bad show. It's the character kind of sucks, and I'm trying to get into it. Well, listen, not 100%, but the way the character is being portrayed. I need to see more. I'll be look. I'd still hit it. I think she's hot. I don't know what it is. I'm a dirty old
weird
man.
jaw, in my opinion.
She does. No, I like the odd kind of the eyes. I think her eyes are stunning.
Oh yeah, she has pretty eyes.
Yeah,
but I look at her jaw and I'm like thinking someone added to that.
She looks like
it's really pronounced.
You say she looks like the bad guy, the big one from Tango and Cash, the one with the huge jaw. I can't think of that actor's name. Oh, the hell is it?
I don't know, but like I'm pretty sure I could use it to garden.
Are you calling her a garden utensil?
No, I'm calling her jaw gardening.
Is that what you're saying? Okay, I just want to make sure because there's a lot of insinuations going around the fourth wave tonight from the get.
Well,
Oh no, I mean I have nothing ill will against her.
Oh,
and I've seen what her parents look like, and it looks like she's had reconstructive jaw surgery, and which is fine. I mean, if you need that to breathe and live, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah,
I don't think they did the best of jobs probably because it's really pronounced and off scale with the rest of her body from
I don't know. I think she's kind of cute, and I'd like to help reinforce that, Joe.
Well, you guys remember that DS9 episode where Cisco goes back to the Trouble with Tribbles, and the people sitting there debriefing him are like temporal time agents from Starfleet's Don't Fuck with the Timeline department. When are they going to go back? Yeah. When are they going to go back and stop Spock from going back and creating the whole JJ verse?
Well, that's what the Discovery's about to go do. It's going to go forward in time to make sure to screw that up so that nobody can go back and fix everything.
Yep.
Right.
That is exactly it. Scott?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel inundated in Star Trek with all these Trekkies around you?
I actually enjoy it. I
you enjoy our nerddom?
I love it. I love the nerdom because I am more of a casual fan when it comes to Star Trek. And even as a casual fan, I'm seeing that even to me, it's not Star Trek. Even to me, it has none of the hope, none of the optimism that Star Trek was. I mean, I was watching, Immortal, and he was talking about some older, Star Trek The Next Generation one. So I just went back and watched a random one, and just watching how powerful of a character Picard is in his calm demeanor, unlike, other captains. He's a very calm, level-headed, captain. And you sense that strength in him too. And yes, he's an older man now and he's a little more frail, but he sits there and gets abused by these people in this show and just takes it. He just takes it, except for the one moment where he has like a freaking aneurysm almost, and he's yelling at the reporter, and then everyone yells at him because he did it.
Scott, don't you understand though? That's why he's got gats all over his crib everywhere. One day he is going to just blow off. One day he's going to blow off, and he's going to go postal white dude on every Humulan and every reporter. He's going to go out there and start stomping on grapes.
No, it's not going to be him. It's going to be his Irish Romulan house lady. I don't want to call her anything disrespectful. She's going to save him.
I'd hit the Romulan too. I'm just saying. I don't discriminate on age. She is kind of cute.
We know that about you, my man. Right. We know that about
just
you. Tommy
had
a good question. He says, if it's so bad, why watch it and give him the views? And he has a valid point. That's why I watch it with my very good Asian friend online. I do not watch it on CBS, and
it's on public television. Well, not really public television, but it's on like cable here in Canada Thursday nights. So it's already been paid for by the affiliate. So might as well watch it for technically free.
Which I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Scott, go back to that last comment about Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah, hold on.
So Rusty Shackleford says the woman ruined Johnny Depp's life with all his money and bodyguards. What would she do to one of us mortals now? Although that is a very good comment and a funny one. Depp cucked himself. All right. You got post 40-year-old dude, hot ass 20-something-year-old, just hot. Amber Heard is hot,
but she's
crazy hot, but she's crazy, right? And then allowed this abuse to go on because he wasn't confident enough in himself to go, fuck this bitch. I've been a teen heartthrob since the 80s. I don't need this shit. There's 10 of you out there I can get tomorrow. And should have let her go after the first time she started with him. But no, he decided to be cucked. So I don't really feel bad for Johnny, but I don't believe that he should have gone through what he has gone through. I think that she needs to be called out for her false allegations and the liar that she is. And let that be decided in a court of law if that be the truth.
I mean, that is
also true. And something else to consider is that she had a kid with him too. So did she go crazy before the kid or after the kid?
Postpartum, you think the postpartum cut his finger off?
Part of me thinks that he stuck around a little bit because Depp loves his children. So
yes, he does. You know, he always talks about his upbringing and his mother and things of that nature. He is a family guy for as much as he tries to play he's a pirate. And I think you had actually a very valid point there, Stephen. I think she got pregnant, had the kid, and knew there's no way out for him. She could be whoever the hell she wants to be now. You know, and Tyler Mango, the mascot, is here.
Hail, Tyler. No, I mean, really, these rich elites, you know, I mean, I'm glad that it shows some level of the same kind of weaknesses and frailties that we may have in dealing with a similar situation, you know, honor versus abuse. But when you're at the point where someone's abusing you like that,
takes your fingertip.
Be a man. All right. And I mean that in every sense. I don't care how any of y'all weak hearts
take the kids,
that.
Go to your sisters.
Be a man, right? Be a man. Do what you have to do. Get out of the situation. Take care of your kids. Get them away from that crazy person.
Well, you got to give him credit for releasing a tape that makes him there, where she berates him. You know, like she is berating him as not being a man. And who's going to believe you?
And we're in this culture, and this is another news story I saw on Google this morning. We're in the kind of culture where if you're a white male, it's okay to abuse you or enact racist.
Black men get the same shit. When it comes to the law, when it comes to family court, when it comes to men, period, all men would get the same kind of treatment from a court. Oh, you're guilty until proven innocent.
In one of the tapes Depp released, Amber Heard said nobody would ever believe you because you're a white man. That's where I was going with that.
Oh no, well I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. But that's a valid point as well.
That's how I feel. Yeah, I've seen it. I've been around it. It's not just white dudes that get the shaft when it comes to domestic situations. Not at all. Women get away with bloody murder. Now, I'm not saying they get away with everything. There are situations where men come out on top. They have the money to have a good lawyer, or the woman's just screwed up to the point where there's no ignoring it by a commissioner or a magistrate. But 9 times out of 10, you're a dude, you're getting the shaft end in any domestic court situation.
Here you go.
Well, the other thing that we have is that
he did.
What the hell?
Bear, mute yourself.
Someone's ordering food.
Come on,
I muted him for him. Bear is just going on a rage.
Can I get some crazy fries?
What is going on? We're trying to be professional here, people.
This is a respectable broadcast. God damn it!
Yeah,
I'm on a live stream.
Yeah,
yeah, we know that. We know that.
Hold your phone up and have them say hi.
No, I muted his ass. This is what I was trying to say before too. Is
right? Stop fucking muting me, or I'm out.
Well, then that's fine, Bear. But stop ordering food and having Japanese motorcycles.
I took the fucking government building Lions Den.
Jesus, don't give me shit because it's so loud on your side. None of us can hear us talking. No, what I was saying was that she didn't have to prove anything for him. Oh, I'm not on.
Dude, I don't understand Morse code. Please mute yourself.
You good? Are we good?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling it right now. I'm about to end this goddamn thing. All I'm saying is this: she didn't show any proof, and the world just cut him off, and he lost jobs.
Darth Vader has arrived.
Let's just listen to what happened. Everyone just listen.
All right.
We're actually listening to the food disappear down its gullet. This is the sound of peristalsis. All his tiny little muscles are squeezing this fucking delicious meal.
Ew.
What meal? His epiglottis. Yeah. Past his stomach.
Is he shucking
Where?
corn? Is he shucking corn? I want to know what does the chat think Bear's up to right now? What does the chat think Bear's up to?
No, and what's that movie where Dennis Quaid like shrinks and jumps inside of like Rick Moranis' stomach or something?
Inner Space.
Inner Space. Yes, this is Inner Space. The audio book.
What a great one.
Whatever happened? Oh, what was it? The Cowboy. The Cowboy was in Star Trek. The Cowboy was oh God, the Doctor in Voyager. I can't think of his name.
Robert Picardo.
Yes, Robert Picardo. Thank you.
Yeah,
he was the cowboy in Inner Space.
That was a great movie. I'm sorry. I love it.
It was a great movie that was meant to have a sequel, and we never got a sequel. That was a fun ass movie.
What movie?
Inner Space, man. Meg Ryan in her prime.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. Martin Short. I mean, I don't like Martin Short in too many things. All right. It's even hard to stomach him in the Three Amigos, but it's the Three Amigos. So what are you going to do? So, but I liked him in that movie. I thought it was a great, impossible premise, but it was great.
Well, I just left the what you call the proverbial lion's den, a government building.
While I was ranting about government shit?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Hope they heard me.
Yes, I was muted the whole time.
Oh, you were?
Yes, I was.
Oh, okay.
I didn't unmute until I was signing out of said government building.
Sounded like you were ordering dinner.
Mm-hmm.
No. I was talking to the security guard. He was cracking a joke, and it was kind of funny. And he is anti-woke TV shows as well, because I had a nice little conversation with him. And he hated Ghostbusters 2016 too. He hates Birds of Prey.
Wow, you see, y'all, this is why we have a friend who's a person of color. Go ahead, Bear.
And this guy was going on. All I had to say was Ghostbusters 2016. He was like, fuck that. He didn't say F that, but he really fucking wanted to.
Well, you could have interviewed him inside this like pet store.
We could have. We
All
could
the
have.
gerbils and snakes and shit that we can hear.
Hey, I have this little thing where people just want to tell me things wherever I go. I don't ask for it. It just freaking randomly happens. Like,
has anyone ever randomly said, I have a rash on my dick?
No, and I would inform them that's a medical thing and they need to get that shit treated ASAP.
Okay.
Right now, Bear is the man on the street for us, I guess. He is the man going into the different buildings, meeting with the people, and talking about what is truly happening in their TV and movies today.
You wouldn't believe the people I run into that hate woke TV shows. And I live in one of the most liberal states in the country, Washington State. Western Washington State. I live near the capital. So Olympia, it's sort of like the little sister to San Francisco. Only difference is people don't poop everywhere.
Yo, Spork, do you see this comment above Tommy with a Jedi Wanderer? He says, take your bets. Let's go ahead and see what the audience thinks.
Well, I was going through that. I wasn't reading it, but hold on 1 second. Let me move up.
Script Doctor, we're sorry.
Yeah, I'm glad
that was great.
Like, what the
I will
hell
have to
did I
leave in a
walk
few
into?
minutes, though. I did promise to be on another stream, and I forgot about it. But
cool.
I'm happy to talk with you guys because you guys they're making me laugh a lot tonight. So I'm getting a win out of this.
Where are you headed to? Where are you headed to after this, Script?
To Tom's channel on Midnight Edge, just for a little bit, and then I'm pretty sure Bounding Into Comics is going to do a stream tonight on some of their articles, especially the Suicide Squad.
Oh, he does streams.
James Grunn stuff, and going to jump in on that if he invites me because I like talking to those guys. They're great over there.
When does John usually? Sorry.
Didn't we officially decide that we were going to call Script Doctor Doc? So hey, what's up, Doc?
What's up?
What?
No, and that would be my go-to.
The right time for the madness.
He's got the Starfleet Doctor colors, man. We might as well call him.
Oh yeah.
I just man on the panel.
So Twisted Mind Collision says you don't get this shit on Mead. He's right. Midnight's Edge After Dark.
That's absolutely right. This is great.
This is definitely a little different.
This is called being not monetized yet.
Tyler.
This is called. You know what this is called, fella? This is called sitting at a right turn on a red light. That's a yield that everyone's stopping for. That's what I'm dealing with right now.
I'm waiting to see who's going to make a Ghost Bear account.
We got Ghost Bear is God.
Ghost Bear is God. Hail, Tyler.
Respect the broadcast. We're at, yeah, okay.
Yeah, man.
Respectable broadcast. Yes, we are, sir. Yes, we are. I don't know if I.
And it's a car video.
You can trust us with your wife and your sister.
He's building his microphone while he speaks.
This bear eating now.
Being at these guys to take their free right turn because it's a freaking yield sign. Jeez. And it's green, and they're still stopping at a yield sign. Imagine that.
Now, what else is about Bear? We have the noise from Bear's mic.
I will have you know, I am on my Samsung Galaxy S Active, and I'm using the headset that came with it. And it's like freaking bionic ear picks up every fucking thing.
Yo, the mic does too. He's making me hungry. What else they have to say?
I'm surprised we haven't gotten any Spaceballs comments. Remember the dude with the...
Oh, and circles are a big thing here in Washington State.
Okay.
Roundabouts?
I don't want to worry anyone. I don't want to worry anyone, but I think he's burying someone.
Bear, are you disposing of a body?
No, I am driving.
Okay. All right. The chat thinks that you're burying a body.
Yeah. Tyler Mango, Ghost Bear.
I'm driving in late afternoon, evening traffic, and it's kind of
What the hell?
Wow, that was weird.
What the what? Dude, if he just got abducted by an alien, I'd be like,
that's called a phone call.
Oh, hey.
Sound. You can take it. We're fine. This is the sounds of sound.
No, it's cool.
Take it,
Bear.
Take it.
Take it.
Take it, Bear.
We have Sporking News guest is eats Chinese food. ASPL. Oh, this is so much fun.
Ooh, what's that thing called? The RSMSR or something, like where people are like crunching papers and like scratching their face, and it's supposed to be like
ASMR?
Yes, that's what Bear's doing. ASMR. This is it. I want to see somebody create a parody account called ASMR Bear.
Well, maybe we'll have this on a TV show soon from Tommy. I like that one. And then we're back down to the normal ones where you have people like, let's see. Jedi Wonder says at Sporking News Podcast, Bear, grab another picnic.
Did he grab another picnic basket?
Bear grabbed a what?
Brad said I had to turn down my system because yes, Bear, you're coming in loud and clear, my friend.
Well, that's a Samsung Galaxy product for you.
There you go. They're really happy you're being their commercial tonight. All right. I think we're gonna
ASMR Ghost Bear. Yes.
Boys. I think we did a good hour and a half, and this was fun on my channel. Thank you, Script Doctor Bill, for coming by. I really appreciate you jumping in. I had no one of the guys were here yet, and you were willing to jump on when you got home. So thank you, my friend.
Well, thank you so much for inviting. I love talking with you guys.
Yeah, tell everybody where they can find you.
Okay, well, you can find me on my channel at youtube.com/scriptdoctor. I'm also on YouTube at scriptdoctor.phd. On Twitter at scriptdoctorphd. I'm going to be trying to get my episode 3 review of Picard out in the next couple of days. You can also catch me on various live streams like Sporking News Podcast, Bounding Into Comics, Supreme Heretic with our Battlestar Galactica show with Pegasus Actual Podcast. So if you love classic sci-fi, please check us out over there. sure I'm missing something else, but you can just follow me on Twitter, and I always post where I'll be and retweet where I'll be showing up, because I like talking to people that are not from LA and also not from Canada. No offense to my Canadian or LA friends up there. Yeah, and also make sure you subscribe to everyone else here on the channel. They're all very interesting people, and they all have a lot of intelligent and cogent things to say.
Well, thank you,
or
sir.
eat.
Thank you, Immortal. Thank you for stopping by. I still think he's eating. Tell everybody where they can catch you, buddy.
Yeah, we can find me on Twitter at immortal_coil, and it's kind of spelled fucky like you see down there, except there's an underscore between the 1 and the C. I got a pretty interesting video about the first Darth Vader 2020 comic coming out pretty soon. And then this Sunday, I'm going to be hosting on my own channel, Savage Spirituality, where we go into some of the deeper, let's call them high strangeness aspects of life and kind of relate them to popular entertainment. That's to see awesome. How it sticks to the wall. Yeah. And I'll talk to you guys about that backstage. So
that's awesome, man.
Appreciate it, man.
And Twisted Mind Collision, I thank you for being such a supporter of us, all you guys, Tyler Mango, Bob, Rusty Shackelford, Random Brad, all you guys. But no, don't go. I'm going to have to listen to fucking Auntie on Midnight's Edge After Dark now until WCB starts. I'm glad we found a niche in some people's lives. So thank you, man. Bear, where can they find you? What route are you on now?
I am traveling down a back road in Washington where the traffic is minimal. And if you do experience traffic, they're idiots. Don't know how to drive. Got their license out of a Cracker Jack bottle. And you can find me at Bear Nerd Fun. Find me on Wednesdays and Saturdays and Thursdays on Drew's channel. We will be going over Battlestar Galactica 2004. And back to you, Chet.
And don't forget, Script Doctor will be on Midnight's Edge After Dark tonight. So at least you got one of us going on over there.
Well, I took me a little bit of a social media break because, you got to do that kind of thing every now and then. And
that is true. Yeah.
You got to embrace the silence is golden monkey.
Yeah.
Yep.
Someone wants to know Jedi Wanderer.
Jedi Wanderer, you misspelled that. That's WCB. That's World Class Bullshitters. Very good guy, Jeff Hicks.
Is that what he's talking
one of the
about?
founding members of the Fandom Menace. Yes.
Okay, yeah. World Class Bullshitters. Very, very good channel. Great live show.
Jeff Hicks, awesome guy.
Yeah, he really is.
And my heart goes out to Jeff. He lost his grandmother a few weeks ago. Just had to bury her
that's a tough time. I feel for him, sir. I hope he'll do well. He'll be fine with it, but yeah, it's not a great time.
Yeah, hell, Jeff, man. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Our thoughts and prayers go out with you. Same as Thomas. Thomas's mom, Thomas Gilkey's mom, is in the hospital. Thoughts and prayers go out to her. She's having some type of procedure.
Hell.
But yeah, guys. Stephen, where can they find you? What's going on with your life? It's been pretty calm, I've heard.
It's been incredibly calm. I've only gotten into fights on Twitter and YouTube, but you can find me on my channel, author Stephen Walton. I upload when I can, mostly live streams at this point. I'm just doing a lot of writing, and my day job just kicked in full swing. So I will update as much as I can, but the precious time that I do have, I usually spend on the Fourth Wave every Wednesday, rotating on channels between this one, Immortal Coil, FinalDeathStar, Bear Nerd Fun. And on Saturdays on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also see me on Supreme Heretic for the Pegasus Actual Podcast with my friend Script Doctor and Bear, Brian the Gravedigger at Supreme Heretic. Every Thursday we cover, we're doing a retro review of Battlestar Galactica, the sci-fi version, and I love that show. I love doing that show. And you will not hear me talking about gerbils being stuffed up people's asses, using the word fuck, or my intense hatred for Ryan Johnson on that channel.
Good, Steven. You'll be making nights with a bottle of NyQuil tonight, right?
Dude, I'm going to bed as soon as this thing's over. I had to rage out just to stay awake to do this show, but I wanted to be here because this week had to cancel Saturday because I was sick, and then I've been working. I've been driving 212 miles round trip every day for the last 3 days, so I've hardly gotten any sleep, and I'm starting to break down. But I'm here because this is where we should be with my sexy ladies. some of my future ex-wives on display and my beautiful friends. They're really pretty, especially Immortal. In a savage, manly way.
Yeah. I do a face reveal where I'm just like fucking.
Oh God,
That's a good mug, actually. Yeah.
Now I gotta go.
It's a solid mug, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you no, I
if
mean,
I
like
had eyes and a nose, I would be. I'd be able to compete a little.
Well, I know. Drunk 3PO said he is the manliest man on YouTube. So,
And this is from the handsomest man on YouTube.
I will tell you that being's one of the handsomest men on YouTube. I got carded the other day because they thought I was younger than 35.
Very nice, sir.
And I am 48, my friends.
Well, God bless you, my friend. So, yeah, we're going to end this here. If you can find me, well, you're on my channel. So check out some of my videos, hit some likes, share it. Freaking, I'm trying to get to 500 here, people, and I have no clue where I'm at. I think I'm at like 487. So find 13 of your friends and join my little family, Sporking Podcast. Until all the fourth wave and bears rumbling something. We'd like to thank you for coming tonight, and I hope everyone has a great evening. And remember, if they're calling you names, they've already lost the war. Have a great night, everybody.
Good night.
Do not kneel.
May not hit bottom, but I'll tear